So there's a fixed length here, and then this is where you take up all the extra length. So generally when I start fitting, I'll try to get this side, and this is probably not, I already fit this one, so it'll kind of look like this. So this is the fixed side. You want this clip here under the chin, so if it's too long and it's hanging way over here, you can pull the extra length up from this side, and it comes through the back. So then once you get the right length, then you find a place for this clip, and you slide it up right here under the earlobe, so it sits right there. So then this side is essentially done. This clip is under the chin, this clip is right under the earlobe. The straps are fairly tight. That's when you switch to the other side, and now you have all this extra length over here. So the first thing I do is get this clip pulled up and tightened right under this earlobe here. Now you have all this extra length here. And generally we want only one finger between the chin and that clip under the chin. So at this point it's a little bit loose, so you just take up the extra slack through here, pull it up here, and there's this rubber band that holds it in place, the length that you've got in place. So you just, it's kind of maneuvering the different straps to make sure it's all laying flat. You've taken up all the extra length, and then you'll clip it here. When I clip these on kids, I always put my finger between the clip and their chin,
So we're going to clip their
because if you clip their skin, they will not let you touch them again. You're pretty much done at that point. So, and sometimes it's clipping it and realizing that it's hanging a little too loose, unclipping it and tightening up a little bit. And most kids are not used to wearing their straps that tight. A lot of kids let them hang quite loose. And it really does need to be that tight in order to keep that helmet sitting on top of the head. So a lot of times I tell parents it does feel tight. They'll have to get used to it over time. And so this is the correct way to wear a helmet, and this is the fit that we're going for. Not every helmet is going to fit ideally because kids have so many different shape heads, and the helmets kind of have different shapes. But this is kind of the ideal look that we're going for.
Okay.
Yep. Want to be if you shake, it shouldn't be able to move at all, because the idea is if she's going to fall off her bike, we want that helmet exactly the same spot as when she's upright.
Okay.
Just to be aware with the toddlers, the toddler helmets can often be the trickiest ones to fit, because usually those are the kids that are not really interested in you being in their face and working on their heads. Their helmets are also the biggest helmets just because they have to cover more of their head. Toddlers are more likely to fall backwards or sideways off their bike, whereas older kids are more likely to fall forwards over the handlebars. So that's why the helmets usually cover the toddler's ears and offer so much in the back. So it's often a little bit scary for them. So a lot of times when I'm working with toddlers, it's literally I put the helmet on their head, reach around real quick to see where it's too big, and try to eyeball strap-wise what I need to take up, and then you end up taking it off and doing as much adjusting you can, and then checking your work. Because it's going to be rare that you'll find a toddler who will sit there and let you do the whole fitting while they sit still. A lot of times it's helpful if mom and dad holds them, or if it comes down to the child just absolutely won't participate, I try to show the parents what I'm doing and then give them the helmet and tell them. We actually are hoping to have a handout that we can have available to parents if they need how to adjust it on their own. So there should be, we're going to give out about almost 700 per day. So there will be bags. There will kind of be a volunteer who's kind of the checkout person. And the child can leave with the helmet on their head. We had lots of kids do that last year. Or if they want to take it off, we put it in a North Memorial bag. And it's the number of bags that we give out is how we're tracking how many helmets we've given out.
Okay.
So even if they want to wear it, just give them a bag.
Okay.
So that we count that helmet. And depending on what shift you are, if you're towards the end of the day, as we... Okay.
Morning.
Okay, you're fine. You won't run out.
8 o'clock.
The building opens at 9, so you'll probably get there and have some time to do a refresher.
Okay.
Kind of a refresher on how to do the fitting and see which helmets you have available to you that day.
Okay.
And then once the building opens, there will be a run for the booth. Because
Yep.
at least last year, people started lining up early in hopes that they could avoid standing in line for a long time.
Okay.
So, and once you get into it, you kind of figure it out pretty quickly. By the time you've done it quite a bit, you'll even be able to probably identify kids which size they'll start in, most likely just by looking at their heads. It's once you get into it, it's pretty easy. So.